Before I nerd out on the NFL draft, and in particular quarterbacks, which is easy to do and I still find interesting, and we're about to learn a lot. We're about to learn how much we don't know. I think that's the reality, is we're about to learn. Everyone's going to get all excited. Then we're going to learn what we don't know. And people are going to get burned again. But before that, let's have a conversation about, I think collectively in this country, it's the elephant in the room. Okay? Are you ready for it? You're going to be offended. I know. And that's okay. Are we dumber? I said it. Are we dumber than any time in the last 50 years? How many different ways should I phrase this? Are we dumber than we've ever been? And I said dumber, and I mean it. Now answer that. I know you got a gut reaction to it. That's fine. I think it's, then you got to back it up. But are we dumber than any point of the past 50 years? Do you think we're dumber than any point in the past 50 years? Here is, haven't trotted this one out in a while, I don't think. Here's a wordism for you. America has a stupid people problem. I think it's a shirt somewhere. I don't know what we've done with those, but should be a shirt, should be a coffee mug. It should be a way of life. America has a stupid people problem. And I'm not kidding when I say it. It's a real problem. And I always like to qualify that wordism, America has a stupid people problem. I like to qualify by saying our proud stupidity is a problem. I feel like we're kind of proud of it. And that's a bigger problem. Do you agree? There. Have at it. Start. Any way you want to go with it. Because apparently the science says, guess what? We're dumber than we've ever been. Why are we dumber? Seriously, why are we dumber? Because the reason given, I'm having a problem with it. I don't buy it at all. Maybe you're going to agree. But for the first time, reportedly for the first time in a century, IQ scores have dropped. DailyMail.com today. First time in a century, IQ scores have dropped. Why is that? Why do you think it is? Do you find it, you want to correlate that to you think we're dumb, or you do that whatever you want? I've already said, I do believe we have a stupid people problem. Apparently, it's backed up by some science now. The reason, I think, is just bizarre. I'm not quite sure I buy the reason. I think it's a little bit of a stretch, but you might agree. But here's my example. So when I say, if you sort of categorize our levels of stupidity, what makes us dumber? What are the examples of how dumb we are now? Proudly dumb. Here's my example of how and why we're dumber. And it's provided by the great philosopher that is Aaron Rodgers. The Mark Twain of our time, Mr. Tinfoil Hat, in my mind, serves up the perfect example to me. You can decide your ways. Do you think we're dumber? Perfect example of why I think we're dumber, and it's on display. So Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback of the New York Jets sometimes, said recently while he was ranting about something tinfoil hat-like, something about Fauci, something about vaccines, whatever he's ranting about. During that rant, he was like the microcosm of what drives me crazy, and this is the example of how dumb we are. He says, "I've done my research. Do yours." Yeah, that to me is stupid. That's just stupid on display. And I know he's not a stupid guy. That's dumb. I've done my research. Do yours. That is our dumb problem to me right there on a shelf. We have no critical skills. Okay? He just read something. He read something. He wanted to lecture the rest of us. That's something, even though who knows where it came from. Whose drunk uncle sent it to him. We have no critical skills. Worse than that, because I'm not sure we're as dumb as we are lazy, but we're so lazy we've made ourselves dumb, because statements like that are the prime example of how dumb we are. But we really have lost, and this is everybody of every political stripe. I'm not saying this just, this is just the Aaron Rodgers crowd, but I think this is true across the board. And in some ways, it's kind of understandable. But we have no critical skills because we make no effort to have any critical skills. We make no effort to get out of our comfort zone and echo chamber, and that's what made us dumb. At a time in our lives when more credible information is available to us than ever before, we should be smarter. We should. It's right there. Instead, we've chosen the dumber path, the dumber echo chamber, and then it's made us dumber. That's not what the scientists are saying, but that's my argument for what's made us dumber. That's another Wardism. Media is like fast food. We just do what's easiest and what's quickest. So he read something, and in his mind, that's it, that's fact, that's research. Look at me go. That's how dumb we are. Or lazy. Take your pick. So we make no effort whatsoever because we can't, right? It's just like pulling up for that cheeseburger on 183. It's easy to stop at 400 different places to get a cheeseburger. It might be a little more difficult to shop for a turkey sandwich on whole wheat. So we don't use media properly. We abuse it. Aaron Rodgers, the Mark Twain of our time, is a perfect example. I've done my research, you do yours. And his research was, like I said, some quack trying to sell some snake oil or his drunk uncle sending it to him. Now, I was prepared to not go down the dumb route, but it's impossible not to. I was prepared to argue handwriting is unnecessary. Like, I'm tired of this. It's like arguing about cursive. Shut up. Who cares? I think it's pointless. I say that as a person whose handwriting looks like it's, scribbled on a cave wall or something. But it's pointless now. And what? Like, who has a handwritten note? Why? I know you're going to say it's polite or whatever, but I can't believe scientists say that's what's making us dumber. I find that an easy cop-out, to be honest. So what if you don't do handwritten notes? When was the last time you got a handwritten note and cared? Agree or disagree? We don't write anymore. That's why they're saying we're dumber. Here you go, dailymail.com. I think this is ridiculous. I really do. Studies have revealed that IQ scores have dropped for the first time in a century and indicate that technology could be to blame. Stop there. You agree? I don't. I mean, unless you want to say, I think our access to a lot of dumb media, fake media, whatever, not factual, has made us dumber. They say we don't handwrite anymore. It's made us dumber. It says here, several states are trying to prevent handwriting from going extinct as classrooms increasingly swap pen and paper for tablets and computers. Stop. I have kids in school. I've had a bunch of kids in school. I care about them. I care about their education. I do get some of the fine motor skill thing, but beyond that, you don't need to write. I didn't say you don't need to type. You don't need to write something, do you? The government removed the skill from the core curriculum in 2010 due to claims it was time-consuming and would not be useful in the age of technology. Yes, I think we should have a lot more typing classes. Do we even have typing classes anymore? That's a skill. That's an absolute necessity. Handwriting, not so much. Handwriting, it says, is considered a fine motor skill that stimulates and challenges the brain, but with schools turning to technology instead, teachers are complaining students can barely hold a pencil but can swipe and double-click on their devices. Is that really what's making us dumber? This is a huge stretch to me. They go on to say that because we no longer use the fine motor skill, which I guess. New legislative bills have been passed in states like California and New York requiring students aged 6 to 12 to learn cursive writing. Why? How about no? No. So the claim is that as handwriting has gone away, that, see, I don't know what our excuse is. See, when in doubt, blame it on the kids. We're the dumb ones. They're going to be dumb because we're dumb. It's like they're going to be fat because we're fat. But they're saying that you got a generation of people that don't handwrite and that they believe that's dropping the IQ scores. I don't agree. I'm not in a lab coat studying this. I've told you, I think we're dumber. I think mom and dad are dumber because mom and dad have chosen to be dumber. I think mom and dad are dumber because they follow the path of Mr. ranting tinfoil hat guy, Aaron Rodgers. I read it. It's facts. You do it. That's what's made us dumber, not holding a pencil and writing notes to someone.